It is Y'all 106.7 playing the best country of the 80s and 90s. I'm Erin, and we are here with Doug Phelps of the Kentucky Headhunters this morning. Hello, Doug.
Hello, Erin. How are you?
Oh, fantastic. This is so fun and such a treat to have you here today.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that.
You and your band will be playing at Pig Fest in Hendersonville on October 27th. We have just kicked off spooky season. It's officially October.
Right.
And so we have all month to look forward to that performance. You say you've never performed in Hendersonville in the many decades you guys have been a band together. That's really exciting.
Well, until last year. Last year was the first time we Coach Gilly actually brought us in for Pig Fest last year.
Yeah.
And had a ball, had a great time. But yeah, I was like, come on, Coach, bring us in, at some point. And he finally did. So had a great time, good turnout, and great benefits that the money goes to.
Yeah, that's funny, especially I had mentioned your debut album, Picking on Nashville, that being the title of it, not playing a prominent suburb of Nashville until last year. That's pretty funny.
It is, isn't it? It was about time.
Yes.
Well, another thing that took us a little while was the Grand Ole Opry. We finally got to play that last December.
Oh, wow.
Well, December before last, and then this past December as well, we finally got it worked out.
Well, that is certainly something worth waiting for.
Oh, no doubt.
That is worth the wait.
It was great. They treated us very well, and the crowd was great, so we had a great time.
Now, the Kentucky Headhunters have been going. You're on tour currently. You have a lot more touring to do. 42 years, you said, riding on buses, doing the darn thing.
Well, that's right. For me and for Greg, our lead guitar player, we both auditioned for Ronnie McDowell, country music artist, back in October of '81. Yeah. That's how we met, and then how Greg and Richard and Fred are kin. So they had played music together off and on from about 1968 until about 1980. Got close to a couple of record deals, and both times it kind of fell apart at the end. So they kind of all split up at that time. And Greg auditioned for Ronnie the same day I did. We both got the gig, and then a few years later, that's how we ended up putting the Headhunters together. We went March of '86, so 37 years for the Headhunters, 42 years for me and Greg riding them tour buses all over the place.
My gosh.
And it blows my mind.
What is it about that particular part of the experience that you love? I mean, obviously, it's the final product. It's getting on stage in front of the fans, but you really have to be okay with living on a bus for more than half of your life to keep doing this time after time.
Well, that's true. Obviously the foundation was the love of music and the pursuit of it, and we got so very fortunate when Picking on Nashville came out. It took off and sold a bunch of records, and it really kind of established that foundation for us to be able to continue to do this to this day. Now, we've put out many albums since then, and we try to make sure we play all the old stuff, in the shows, but we are able to sneak in some middle era stuff and some later stuff as well. But I don't, it's just that love of music and of course for family, and you got to have, I don't know, it's not cut out for everybody, but we do very well. We get along. There's moments where, well, Fred and Richard are brothers, so you know how that goes sometimes.
Oh yeah.
But it's all in good fun, and this many years later, we're fortunate that we still get to do it and still work a lot.
Now, you hinted at newer music, which I'm going to touch on in just a second, but before we get off the topic of touring, as the touring expert that you are, what is your number one tour survival tip? Does it have to do with showering or packing snacks, or what do you rely on to get you through?
Our routine is basically we're going to make sure we have groceries on the bus.
Okay.
Now, we basically provide lunch and supper for us as well, and so, but long trips, got to have snacks on the bus. A good shower is way up there on top of the list. Yep. Food to eat is pretty important, obviously, and having plenty of water.
Yeah.
You got to keep lots of water on the bus, bottled water and all that good stuff, because we get out there and we still go at it pretty hard. I come off the stage soaked most every night, and so does Fred, our drummer.
Wow.
But, and then, of course, it's getting on stage, like you said. That's the ultimate point, and everybody having a good time with us.
Amazing. I was just put on to this new Instagram account called Venue Showers, and it's all of these disgusting, decrepit showers that artists and crews find at venues on tour.
Yes.
And it's hilarious to read the captions on these things. I have to send it to you because I'm sure you've seen quite the shower.
I wanted to actually start a rating system on every shower that I've been in, and I never did it, but that crossed my mind many times.
It's never too late to start, Doug. That's
grading
awesome.
system, grading system.
Yeah.
A great shower gets an A+.
Beautiful. Fantastic. Now, you did mention some newer music. You're touring your 2021 album right now. That's a fact, Jack.
Mm-hmm.
Very exciting. So when you would sit down to write a record with your band decades ago, how does that look different today when you all get together and we're like, all right, we're intentionally going to write some music? How has that process evolved?
Well, it's pretty much stayed the same, actually. We all, sometimes an idea generates right there together, but a lot of times it's somebody has an idea that they flesh out a little bit on their own and bring into the band, and then everybody puts their their 10 cents worth in, and it becomes a Headhunter song. Mm-hmm. And that's something also we learned a long time ago about as far as writers share. We make sure, Fred could write 100% of the song, but once we record it and it's on an album, we share it equally. Mm. We share the writing equally. We share the publishing because it wouldn't be a Headhunter song if, once everybody puts their input in, then that really is what makes it a Headhunter song. So that's another thing that I think has, we've been able to survive because of that. It's not one guy making all the money in this, all that. We've kept it very equal in that respect.
What a crucial thing to all have a long-lasting mutual understanding over.
Yes.
That is huge.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So simply put, I'm sure this is a loaded question, but what makes a Headhunter song a Headhunter song?
We each have similar influences, obviously, but we also have different influences. Mm-hmm. So all the influences Richard brings, and individually, all the influences that we bring together is that's what makes the musical stew and what makes it a Headhunter song. Mm-hmm. I might have an idea in my head of how I want it to sound, but when everybody gets in the room, it turns into what it's supposed to be.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So it's my understanding that when you went to record this most recent album in 2020, that you each had recorded things individually on cassette tapes, but then when you got together, you had no way to listen to them. So you went somewhere and you got a boombox to share everyone's ideas. That is incredible.
Well, it's old school. And we're old school, of course.
Yeah.
but we was like, oh, this, and some of these were ideas we've had for a long time that we never fleshed out. And so, we started digging through and of course it was cassette tapes back then, just a boombox and whatever, a little handheld recorder even. And, that's how we come up with some of the songs that we have on the new album. Or I say our latest album. It's a couple of years now.
I would love to see a newer artist today put themselves in a situation where they had to record an album that way, because that just blows my mind. And I love that you haven't chosen to, use, people use voice memos on their phones all the time, right?
Yeah.
I've had artists come in here and they'll even hold up their phone to the microphone and just play what they've recorded, and that's super cool.
Yeah.
But I love that you haven't changed the method. That's awesome.
No, it's the only thing we did change recording wise was, of course, once the digital format came out, we resisted it for a while, still recorded analog, but the guy we worked with the most, David Barrick up in Glasgow, convinced us to record, put the tracks down digitally, but then he would run those mixes back through quarter-inch tape and put the sound back on it again. So we went, okay, we can do that, because that's the sound we wanted.
Sure.
And that's how we do it to this day.
That's so cool. Now, bringing it back full circle, Pigfest, Hendersonville, yes. October 27th. We get to see the Kentucky Headhunters perform live. Yes. Now, Pigfest, this is the 4th annual Pigfest. It's supporting 4 incredible causes.
Yes.
What can you tell us about this incredible event? What are you most looking forward to?
Well, it is a barbecue fest, of course, so there's great food. And the benefits are that the money goes towards is the actual Mary's Magical Place, which is a great playground for everybody, but handicapped as well. It's handicap accessible, and we'll be playing right in front of it. That's where the stage
beautiful.
will be. Then it's Live Love Nashville and Christmas for Kids that they do every year. The bus companies all get together and everybody can go out at the Walmart there in Hendersonville and tour the buses and everything. They raise money for the kids, which is great as well. And it's just a lot of folks coming out having a great time.
Yes.
Great food, great benefits, and a great time. And so our second time to get to play my hometown.
Yes. What more could we want?
Well, just we need to work with the Oak Ridge boys. That's the only act I think we've never worked with, and they're right there in Hendersonville too. So come on, Coach, put us together.
Come on. Yes, we're very much missing Andy Gilly this morning. He is the man who runs the whole show, quite literally, and he's stuck in traffic. So we're hoping he's okay.
I wish you could be here, Coach.
But we're so grateful to him for putting on such a great event. We can't wait to be there, and we can't wait to see you guys.
Oh, we'll have a good time. I'm glad y'all are coming out.
Yes. If you guys want to learn more, you can head to y'all1067.com. We got tickets. We got all the information up there for you. And Doug Phelps, thank you for being here this morning. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Aaron. I've had a great time with you. Appreciate it.